The studio demands a fully accessible community life. The studio assumes that a vibrant community is one that includes a full and free interplay of ideas among diverse people, right? So fostering an inclusive community naturally evolves from the abundant, collaborative fitting of people with environments that the studio accomplishes.
Yeah, I mean, if you imagine a playground and you know that there could be a design that would be inclusive and you choose not to, that's a choice, right? But if the intention of a community is to create inclusion, and there's room for people of all different kinds of with bodies and ways of transportation and moving and interacting, then you attract more. Mm-hmm. And you attract the ideas of finding solution and creating space for everyone. So it's that, yes, the playground, the kids get to play, and who, compared to just being an audience member of watching, which a lot of people with developmental differences and physical challenges and different things, they are relegated to audience. And so with a mindset of bringing people together, it is, if you want to bring it down to it's good business for a community to be open to everyone. So, because I think of it all the time, like, you have talent that you want to hire and bring to this region, and they have a child with a developmental difference, or they're looking for culture, or they're looking for this, that, and the other, and they see these pockets of, like, this is here, right. This, that it's going to be the tipping point for, attracting that talent, students, retaining students at Ohio University, and then having them come back because this area is so special. Mm-hmm. I've seen it over and over and over again. And so it is a necessary thing for a healthy community. Mm-hmm. And
Mardi Gras hosted by Passionworks Studio, right, has become the event of the year to be at in Athens, Ohio. A beautiful illustration of the evidence of what's possible when you have an inclusive community.
And not for one day a year, but for the way you live. And so when we had that party, people of all walks of life knew each other, were happy to see each other. It was authentic because we've had experiences together. We live together, mm-hmm. not around each other, but together. Mm-hmm. And so that was an extension of the way that we've chosen to live here.
I love that this has become an annual event, mm-hmm. where tickets sell out. Right? People are scrambling to get their tables. Businesses are sponsoring. People are deciding who they're going to come with, what color wig they're going to wear. Right? It's become something that people look forward to in the middle of February, when it can be cold and snowy. So it's a heightened moment of experience that is an extension of the everyday rhythms of the studio.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's, and that one night we come together, and it's the ballroom's decorated. There, the band is unbelievable. And for the Wild Honeybees, it was their idea, which is extraordinary. They came to us, and we were able to organize an event that they could, virtually just show up and be fabulous, do their thing. They don't have to worry about ticket sales or, all of that. So they're doing what they do, and our board did what they did, and it was, so everybody, so it was great. It was great.
People from all walks of life.
Yeah.
Artists and activists, athletes, entrepreneurs, right? That was a beautiful thing. People from all walks of life. And at the center were our artists who were reading their poems, who were the first on the dance floor, who were leading the parade
Right.
and the music.
Yeah. So we've always said that, if we're not going to be if people of differences aren't going to be invited to the party, we're just going to throw the party. And we've been doing that for 26 years,
That's awesome. That's awesome. It was a beautiful experience. It was a lot of fun, and that is artistic evidence of a society strengthened by inclusion.
Right. Right. And people were so happy at that event.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The studio also has mobile pop-up projects, right? Central venue, or at the Athens Public Library, where, again, it's in this community space, bringing people together through art.
Mm-hmm. It is. So our mural projects all around, we're about to do a ribbon cutting this week in Gloucester. That was designed by going to First Fridays, and the majority of the illustrations are done by kids in Gloucester. And people have just been so happy with this brightly colored, beautiful new element in their town. Yeah. So we go where we're invited. We go to other workshops and help shift programming to a creative program. So, if you want something better, ask a bunch of artists to come and imagine differently. That's what
Yeah.
Yeah.
To imagine is to envision otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just fostering in community public spaces artful encounters that bring people together. It's also hosting opportunities in the studio as a making space. We are able to host these Wednesday art nights for community members.
Yeah.
They can come in, they can Zoom in, they can join us physically, people of all ages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, art night, it's been so much fun over the years to have art night, where we just open the studio up, invite people in, and it's, sometimes we'll have art emergencies where we need 50 lampshades painted, and so we have the workforce to do that. And Eben has been running art night, and his approach has been that he has some regulars coming each week, really sweet community of people who come every Wednesday, and they have ongoing projects, or they really get into collage. It's becoming just a really sweet gathering of people on Wednesdays. Mm-hmm. And then students pop in, of course, and people of all different ages are coming. And we're able to offer it for free. We don't charge for experiences to individuals to come in.
Mm-hmm. So part of the magic that has happened is that we have collaborators who see the value in community art nights, that they sponsor for us, right, these events, so that they're widely available to anybody who's interested and can come, right? Whether that's in the studio or it's at Gloucester First Friday. So Ohio Arts Council, AmeriHealth Caritas, Ohio, Athens County Foundation, Sugar Bush Foundation, Storytelling Institute, Arts for Ohio. We've had many collaborators across the years who have made it possible to sustain this now ritual in Athens, that Wednesday are community art nights at the studio.
That's right. And and it was so important during the pandemic, people and the friendships that were made during that time. It's so nice, and they're continuing from Zoom to real time, and it's a really lovely gathering of people to just come together and make. One of the things I love about the artists in the studio becoming recognizable and known in our community, that there is a really special disabilities commission in town that is really paying attention to the sidewalks and entrances and and the physical barriers in town, because it's one thing to be like, oh, that's going to cost a lot of money, but your friend needs to come through that door. It's a different energy. It's not an invisible person. It's somebody that you know and that you're going to see, and you know their name, and they can't get in this building. There are barriers, and it's like, I think it helps with the energy to make change.
Yeah.
When you know the personal stories of people.
Yeah. Let's give a shout out to Dr. Diane Bouvier.
Diane Bouvier. For
being an anchor in that commission and advocating that this benefits everybody, right? This is not just for individuals who need a wider space because maybe they move through the world in a wheelchair. It's beneficial for us all, right? That this is universal design.
Yeah.
Again, one of my memorable moments early on in the studio that hooked me and have yet to leave was with Harry Grimm. And he and Wendy and I were working on drawing buildings and monuments in Washington, D.C. Harry was inspired by a calendar, and he was looking at the White House, and he kept saying, ramp, ramp, ramp. And he was asking where the ramp was. Where's the ramp? Right? This is central to Harry's life because he moved through the world in a wheelchair, and he couldn't see the ramp anywhere. And what I suspected is that it was probably hidden behind, right, shrubbery, available but hidden. And Wendy, in all of her beauty, said, "You know what, Harry? You're an artist. You can draw a ramp." And he did. He drew a ramp that was not in that photo because that was his life world. And then a few days later, he ended up painting the White House red. And when we asked him why, he's like, I can. Right? I can draw a ramp. I can paint the White House red. So I had a garage sale at that time, right, so that I could invest in that painting that still hangs in the halls of Schoonover Center.